Zion National Park with me, Clyde, from Outside with Clyde. And this is a hike during our trip to Zion National Park back in 2018. And we did Angels Landing the day before. The whole family went up, at least up to Scouts Lookout, and then some of us went right to the top. And then the next day I hiked by myself, at least by myself, with without my family, and did Observation Point. I'm going to show you on the maps the trail and describe it a little bit before we go to the video. On the morning of the hike, left Watchman Campground, where we had camped for a few nights, walked over to the shuttle, caught the Zion Park shuttle all the way up the canyon. It was stop 6, 7, or 8. I know it was the next stop past the Angels Landing stop, which is the grotto here, all the way up to the next stop, got off the shuttle and started the hike from the parking lot right here. You actually take the East Mesa Trail and you work your way up the side of the canyon, up out of the canyon about halfway and up through this passage, which is pretty cool, almost like a slot canyon. Some more back and forth as you work your way up, and there's actually a split. You meet up with the East Rim Trail, you continue on the East Mesa Trail, and then you work your way across the rim of the canyon, working your way all the way up until you get to elevation and walk across Scouts Lookout, which is pretty cool. It's all sandy. It's like a beach with a bunch of scrub brush and grass, and out to the point and edge of the canyon at the observation point. From observation point, you look out off over the edge. Looking south, you can look all the way down the length of the canyon. It's a great shot, great view. And right across the opposite side of the canyon is Angels Landing, and you can see Angels Landing from observation point. You're about 500, maybe 750 feet higher elevation across the river. So let's switch to satellite view and Angels Landing Trail. You actually come across this edge of the spine of the canyon and up right to the point here, and right across this canyon to the opposite side, and there's Zion Observation Point, or the Zion Observation Trail. And you can see in the video this shape of the wall. Looks like a battleship in my video. I've got a few shots of it. And then just going backwards again to show you the trail across Scouts Lookout, traveling around the edge of the wall, the canyon here, then you work your way down into these slot canyons and through, and right here you start working your way back down the wall again, down to the bottom of the canyon, East Mesa Trail. There are plenty of resources to use for the national parks. We used the National Geographic Trail Map, a lot of good information, and then this Zion Adventure Company brochure with a map and some information on the hikes as well. The Zion Adventure Company brochure gives details on the different hikes, length, distance, height that you'll climb, etc., and shows the observation point to be an elevation of 6,507 feet. And this brochure also has a small map that you can use for just general purposes on the hike as well. And then the National Geographic Trail Map for anyone that's considering some more serious hikes, especially in the backcountry. This is what I would recommend, and I used it a little bit on the trip as well. One point in the video you're going to see where I first get to the top at Observation Point, how many people are actually up there. It's a little bit like Walt Disney World for the outdoors. A lot of people. Observation Point is not as technical to get to, so a lot of people hike up there, but the view is spectacular. It's still worth it, and I highly recommend it. And you get a view south straight down the Zion Canyon, which is pretty cool. If you haven't seen my Angels Landing video, I highly recommend it. It's at my YouTube channel as well, or my website, outsidewithclyde.com. So enjoy the video. great shot right here of Angel's Landing looking south down the canyon.